X-intercepts are points where the graph touches the x-axis. So over here, we see that we have a point at -1, 0, and we have a point at 3, 0. And so we write it as a coordinate -1, 0, and 3, 0. Notice that anytime you write an x-intercept, the y value is going to be 0. Why? That's because the equation for the x-axis is y equals 0, because literally every single point on this x-axis has a y value of 0. So let's look at another example. Over here, we're looking to see at the x-axis where your graph crosses. It doesn't, so we don't have any x-intercepts. Over here, we have two x-intercepts, one at 1, 0, the other at 5, 0. Here we just have one, and that's okay. It's -3, 0. Notice that over here, when we have two different x-intercepts, it passes through the x-intercept and comes back down for a quadratic. If you only have one x-intercept for a quadratic, it kind of touches the x-axis and goes back up. For this example, we have a graph that represents the estimated manufacturing costs for manufacturing X number of items, and we don't have any x-intercepts. That makes sense in this case because if we had an x-intercept, that would be when our cost is 0. And maybe you're like, well, if you don't make any items, shouldn't you not have any costs? But there might be some initial costs for like materials or labor wages, right? And so in this case, there are no x-intercepts. So just remember, when you're looking for x-intercepts of any graph, you're just looking for where the graph crosses the x-axis. And they'll be written as coordinates where you have a value for x and y will always be 0.